My name is Tom Price. I'm a QC and I'm here at 25 Bedford Row, specialising mainly in fraud work generally, but all serious crime, although my speciality is fraud work, financial crime. It was basically people who've done their law degrees in Tanzania, based in Dar es Salaam. They all now want to train to be lawyers and go into practice for themselves. We were out there to train the students themselves, but also to train the trainers so that they can eventually become independent and have their own law school. They're in the process of setting up a law school at the moment. That's going to be completed, it's been built at the moment, it'll be completed in February of 2012. And the idea is that with our training, we get them ready, support them, and they'll be freestanding and able to work on their own without any assistance from the UK. So we're trying to get them up to speed, but also trying to educate the students at the same time. Well, the local trainers really did the Tanzania law, so we didn't have to get too involved in that, although we had some idea about the legislation there. Effectively, we were involved in advocacy training and procedure training. So we started off really, started the 2-week project by saying we're going to be ready for trial at the end of the 2 weeks. We then taught them about bail applications, examination in chief, cross-examination, how to make a speech, how to get involved in public speaking as much as anything. And what we really wanted them to do was to see how they can take the skills that apply in court, those skills of being able to present a case properly, to other areas of law as well. It was very much about building up their confidence, getting them used to speaking in public, getting them used to presenting arguments in public. The system in Tanzania, the legal system, the training is very different to here, because what you find is there, students turn up, sit in a lecture for 2 hours, take notes, leave and go home. Whereas we actually wanted to get them really participating in the programme and getting really involved. And I had to say, by the end of 2 weeks, they were really involved in the whole thing. It was astonishing, actually. You start off on the Monday with the icebreakers, which are general discussions about law and so forth, and getting to know the students. And you get no eye contact from anybody. Nobody wants to speak to you. By the end of the 2 weeks, they were all absolutely loving it, up on their feet, getting involved in the argument, the legal argument, the cross-examination, acting as judges and barristers, and loving the whole experience. And when I spoke to them afterwards, they all said that they really enjoyed the hands-on approach. And you could see the confidence growing, which is fantastic. I mean, that was a really wonderful thing, actually. It was really, for me, it was an extremely rewarding and interesting thing to do, because it was seeing the growth of students over a 2-week period. My only regret was we couldn't have been out there for a month or so, and got even more involved with them, because there's a huge potential to be tapped, a huge potential of intelligence and endeavour and hard work. And we were just there for a short time to scratch the surface. But hugely rewarding to see just the level of commitment. You know, we've got people who are walking for 2.5 hours to get to the class. They do the whole day, a day with us, morning with us, on the actual practical stuff. They're sitting for lectures in the afternoon in these sort of terribly hot temperatures, dedicated to wanting to be lawyers. And many of them, I think, after they spent some time with us and after we discussed general legal systems, dedicated a number of them to wanting to change their own legal system to make it fairer and more just. So from that point of view, hugely rewarding. I didn't find it challenging in the sense of difficult, because they were such willing students. They really wanted to participate, so they made it very easy for us, actually. Yeah, I mean, we actually had our meetings at Garden Court Chambers. The whole thing ran beautifully, wonderfully efficient. We knew exactly what we were doing before we went out there. There was great support when we were out there. When we came back, fantastic feedback. We had another meeting. And the whole thing, it's not just, you don't just go for 2 weeks and then it's over. I mean, I hope to do this again, or I hope if I can offer my services some way again, I will. Because I think we're all so impressed, we want to be more and more involved. And I think the more that people see the benefit to the students and the trainers in Tanzania, which I think is going to be quite an important legal hub in East Africa, I think the more people will want to get involved in it. I think you just need people who are going to be outgoing and really engage with the students. You've got to really engage with them, get involved in them, get talking to them, and throw yourself into it. Just completely throw yourself into it, heart and soul. And the more you put into it, I think the more you'll get out of it.